Welcome to today's deep dive. So you know that feeling when you walk into a sports bar
Hmm.
or a high-end hotel lobby,
Yeah.
and you're just immediately drawn to that massive glowing wall of screens?
Oh, yeah. It's impossible to miss.
Right. It looks like a single giant window into a football game or a
Yeah.
sweeping landscape, and we naturally just assume it's one impossibly expensive television.
Yeah, but the magic here is actually happening quietly in a rack somewhere. It takes what used to be a budget-busting piece of commercial engineering and makes it highly accessible.
Exactly. And our mission today is to unpack exactly how that works for you. We're pulling from the spec sheet and the user Q&A for a device called the WolfPack 4 output video wall processor.
Right, the WolfPack.
So let's unpack this. The primary job of this little box is taking a single video feed, whether it's an older format like VGA, DVI, CVBS, or modern HDMI, and splitting it across 4 HDMI outputs to create one giant picture, usually in a 2x2 grid.
Yeah, that's the core of it.
It's kind of like taking a single ultra-high-resolution digital photograph, mathematically slicing it into 4 perfect quadrants, and then hanging them side by side.
That's a great way to put it, because taking that single image and stretching it across 4 separate panels without it looking like, a blurry mess, it requires serious computing power. You can't just chop a signal and hope.
No, I mean, that would look awful.
Right. So this unit uses embedded Faruja image processing and an internal scaler. Essentially, this is a dedicated chip that mathematically invents new pixels to fill the gaps.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it dynamically recalculates the incoming video so it perfectly matches the native resolution of your 4 screens. So you maintain the correct aspect ratio without any weird distortion.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But what really surprised me, though, was how the software lets you sort of hack the physical hardware. Like, creating a seamless video wall isn't just about slicing an image.
No, it requires some really clever software to overcome physical limits.
Yeah, like there's this subtitle scrolling feature where you can literally plug in a USB drive and run your own custom scrolling text across the entire display array. And you can adjust font sizes and colors on the fly.
It's super useful. And, the software manipulation goes even further. The specs list another really fascinating feature that allows for a 180-degree image flip on individual outputs.
Okay, wait, I have to ask about this. A 180-degree flip.
Mm.
Why on earth would anyone want to purposely hang their TV upside down? That just sounds like a mistake waiting to happen.
I mean, I know it sounds totally strange until you look at the physical design of a standard flat-screen TV. Most of them have a much thicker bezel or, frame along the bottom edge to house the speakers and sensors.
Oh, right.
So if you mount 4 standard TVs in a grid, those thick bottom edges meet in the middle, creating this ugly, thick black cross right through the center of your video wall.
Oh, I see. So by flipping the image 180 degrees using the processor, the installers physically mount the top 2 TVs upside down.
Exactly.
Which brings the thinner top bezels of all 4 TVs together in the center of the grid to create a much more seamless picture.
Yeah, it minimizes the gap drastically. But, while that customization is impressive, flipping TVs to hide the bezel implies you're still bound by physical hardware realities.
Right.
And those realities come with strict functional limits, which are super obvious when you read the user Q&A section. For one, it cannot crop the incoming video.
So you can't just pick one corner of the input to show.
Exactly. Nor can it display 4 different feeds simultaneously. It is strictly a one large picture device.
Right, which is crucial. So if you're trying to build like a NASA-style command center in your basement to watch 4 different games at once, this is just not your solution. You'd need a completely different device like a matrix switcher, right?
Yeah, a matrix switcher to route multiple feeds independently. This processor is designed specifically to democratize high-impact visual signage.
Which really changes the game for local businesses. I mean, at just $399.95, this hardware takes highly specialized, exclusive tech and makes it incredibly accessible.
It really does. You just don't need a massive corporate budget to build immersive displays anymore. It completely shifts who can participate in that high-end visual space, letting independent storefronts compete visually with massive chains.
So what does this all mean for you? Next time you find yourself staring up at a massive video wall in a local coffee shop or lobby, maybe you'll spot the upside-down TVs and see the seams just a little clearer.
Yeah, totally.
But it also leaves us with this to ponder. If local, independent businesses can now easily build and manipulate massive, dynamic video walls for under $400 in hardware, how will that change our visual landscape? As these giant digital windows become cheaper and easier to build, how much harder will physical storefronts have to fight for our attention?